Where's he come from? Well, he's been around a long time, but he hasn't been around as long as this fella, because he is an original phonograph, and he's one of a good collection of phonographs here in Fort Myers, and this is where the winter home was for the inventor Thomas Edison. Lucky fella, all your winters here, eh? And this is an original cylinder, and this was first recorded in 1910, and you'll probably recognize the music as Under the Double Eagle. Edison was a genius. The phonograph was one of hundreds of his inventions. The one in his office bears his teeth marks, and that was how he listened to it after going deaf. As the tours are told, he had his own motives for coming here.
Right in front of you here, we have one of the main reasons why Mr. Edison acquired this property. The giant green bamboo that you see right there. He was trying to improve the filament in his light bulb. The one he was using was burning out very fast. He wanted to try bamboo.
And it worked. In the house, which was built in Maine and then shipped 1,500 miles to Florida, the rooms are still lit by bulbs with glimmering filaments made from bamboo. Ancestors, you could say, to this landmark lighthouse. It's on Sanibel, an island reached by a 3.5-mile causeway, a plush plot of waterside holiday homes. The beaches, wild and unspoilt, are superb. They are also among the best in the world for collecting seashells. In fact, they call this the Sanibel Stoop. The gingerbread buildings of Casa Ibel, just one of the island's bejeweled and jacuzzid holiday complexes. The apartments are being sold for time sharing, but for around £34 a night, you can take a double room just like a hotel. Sanibel is a sanctuary, summed up for me by two of the island's laws. Don't feed the alligators and don't take away a turtle. Back across the bay to Fort Myers Beach, a sleepy sort of place, slowed by the sun, with barely the breeze to stir a sail. Any strenuous activity seems doomed. Better to settle for keeping cool and let the pelicans get into a flap. It's an American Mablethorpe, where the grandest thing on Main Street is the shop called Solar Apparel. Well, this isn't exactly couturier country. Our motel was typically good value. What they call a family room, sleeping four, is just over £20 a night in summer, and being part of a chain, it can be booked in Britain. Fort Myers Beach is unpressured, uncommercialized and largely undeveloped, but I wouldn't care to say how long it'll stay like this.
The local supermarket. We're here to buy a picnic.
What about these? What? Kebabs. Let's have a kebab, huh? Well, already spiked and everything. That's it.
What do you fancy, Marco? Crispies.
Crispies on a barbecue, great.
Kicker? The choice is amazing. 6 shelves of salad dressings and piles of fresh fruit.
That'll do for everybody.
4? We seem to have bought up the store. Still, it'll last us 2 days.
Did I get the price right?
£28.56.
£28.56, which works out quickly to about £14. You take traveller's checks?
Yes, we do.
You do?
Right here.
Yep, good.
That makes a change for you to pay now.
Well, I'll tell you what. Doing the gags now, eh? And now it's down to the beach, and I don't know which is going to be grilled first, the spare ribs or the children. The average summer temperature is 82. Today it's in the 90s, but it hasn't dulled our American appetites. No spare ribs? With barbecues and tables already set up under the pine trees, this beach is thoroughly American. Yet it's a far cry from the concrete coast of Miami, just 120 miles to the east. Heading out to the Gulf of Mexico, the motor vessel Getaway. We're in pursuit of the big fish, grouper, snapper, barracuda and shark. The game fishing is famous, and for £14 each, you can join an all-day expedition like this. And you never know your luck.
I start reeling.
Hey!
Bring it in. Uh-oh.
What's that? They say the camera never lies, but fishermen sometimes do.
There you go. Keep fighting, Kika.
Well, that's one for the album, but not, I think, for the record books.
The Banzai Boggin, one of the newest attractions at Wet n Wild. 15 acres of fizzing funfair, all built out of water. In Florida, swimming pools are for your garden. Orlando has moved on to water parks. Of course, the climate helps. Mid-morning and it's already 90 degrees. No wonder Francesca's learnt to swim here. But the pool is just the start of it. Splash out £2.5 million on rides like the Kamikaze water slide and a spa is born. The chances are you'll learn about Wet n Wild from your car. America is run on roads, and so are most holidays. Petrol is 70 pence a gallon, and a middle-range car like ours, about £9 a day to hire. And for that money, this is what you get, a 6-cylinder Chevy. I know it's no sports car, but there is a speed limit in this country of 55 miles an hour. Exceed that, and you will be fined $50. And I've just exceeded it, and this is me fine. The air conditioning is very important in the car because those long journeys, they can be very hot outside. It's about 90 degrees at the moment, but inside, a nice cool 60. Very important for long, comfortable journeys. And equally important is a push-button radio. SeaWorld is another park to which you simply follow signs. They call Shamu the Prince of Wales, the 4-ton star of a SeaWorld spectacular, and living proof that you can't keep a good fish down. Or up come to that. Killer whales and dolphins are meant to be natural enemies. Here they are performers in one of several shows on round the clock. As with most theme parks, the admission price, about £5 for adults, covers everything, and there's quite enough to fill a day. And that's not a yawn from an inmate either. More like a chuckle at seeing visitors pay to feed the animals.
I didn't think Florida had any surprises left, yet here we are on a moving walkway in a tank full of sharks. They're above us, behind us, before us and beside us, and there's only 4 inches of plastic between us. They say sharks are misunderstood, but I've a good idea what they see in the Stewarts. Lunch.
Now, this here little argument takes place in SeaWorld too. That's the McCoy spread, and here comes the Hatfield homestead, and this is the pesky pig at the centre of the feud. And beyond that, the plot gets about as involved as a course in microchip technology. Not that that stops the families recruiting the audience to their rival causes. All of which provides the perfect excuse for some mighty fancy water skiing and action fast and furious, in which good and pigs triumph in the end. Church Street Station is in Orlando, but it's no more predictable for that. Yes, this is a 50-year-old fire engine, but no, that really isn't Oliver Hardy at the wheel. There was once a station, though, and a department store and hotel, but they've gone to make a single entertainment honeycomb of restaurants and saloons. In Apple Annie's, the bar was the communion rail in a French church. The place is all brass and mahogany, no plastic. The chandeliers came from a cathedral in Buffalo, while these once hung in a Boston bank. And now they add style to Rosie O'Grady's Good Time Emporium, a bar by day but a foot-tapping reincarnation of the gay 90s by night.
And who said music hall was dead? Well, next week,
boxes.